Do you ever feel like a fraud in your own business? You know, that nagging voice telling you that you're not good enough? Well, you're not alone. Every entrepreneur faces self doubt. It will happen because it's an inevitable part of the journey. And I mean, let's face it, starting a business is really scary. And as I always say, that building a business is the ultimate personal growth journey. It will challenge you, it will expose the biggest truths about you, and you'll have to face lots of uncertainty. There will definitely be moments of self doubt. You'll find that social media algorithms change and throw your marketing campaigns out the window, or a new competitor will enter your niche market, or maybe you'll receive some bad feedback from a customer or client, and many, many more situations like this. All these things can lead to self doubt, and you might start questioning if you have what it takes to actually build a business. And while many think that most of self doubt is experienced at the beginning of the business journey, I'm here to tell you that it is not limited to the initial stages of starting a business. Self doubt is an ongoing companion throughout the whole journey. But if you are experiencing self doubt, then welcome to the Entrepreneur Club. Because I promise you that even the most experienced and established business owners grapple with moments of self doubt. And you might even find that as your business grows, so do the stakes, and this can even amplify those feelings of self doubt. But why do you experience self doubt? And why is it such a common experience in business? Well, there are several reasons. Firstly, starting a business means high stakes and risks. Running a business involves significant risk. I mean, let's face it, we invest so much of our time, money, and effort into actually building our business that the potential for failure can be a nerve-wracking prospect, leading to self-doubt. We also have fear of failure. The fear of not succeeding is a powerful driver of self-doubt. We may start worrying about the financial and personal repercussions of failing, leading us to second-guess ourselves. There is lots of uncertainty when starting a business. The business world is unpredictable, and this can make entrepreneurs question their decisions and strategies more than ever. Then, we have the comparison and competition trap. Competition is always out there, especially in today's world. Comparing ourselves to other entrepreneurs or competitors can undermine our confidence, and seeing others succeed can lead to self-doubt, making us question our own abilities and progress. Also, building a business involves complex decision-making, with complex considerations and trade-offs. There is a lot of ambiguity, which can lead to self-doubt about whether the right choices for your business are being made. And lastly, we've got personal and professional growth. Entrepreneurship pushes us out of our comfort zones. And this constant push for growth and needing to face new challenges can lead us to questioning our own abilities. But, and there is a but, what sets apart those business owners who do succeed from those who do not is not the lack of self-doubt, it's the ability to manage it. Remember, don't leave your self-doubt unchecked. This is my biggest tip for you because you're not helpless in the face of self-doubt. There are ways to overcome it, but it is important that you do. Self-doubt can break your business because it can impact how you make important decisions and therefore how your business grows. And in the worst case scenario, it can be so paralyzing that it could lead you to abandoning your dreams altogether. So how can you overcome self-doubt when it begins to creep in? Well, here are my 5 top tips to quickly silence any self-doubt and silence any nagging voices that are trying to sabotage your success. Number 1, challenge assumptions. Self-doubt often stems from unexamined beliefs and assumptions about your abilities and worth, or your chances of success. By actually identifying and questioning these assumptions, you can begin to see them for what they really are. Not absolute truths, but often irrational and unfounded beliefs that you've taken for granted. And these assumptions can be powerful and convincing, leading to that cycle of negative thinking that ultimately diminishes your self-confidence. By actually challenging these assumptions, you interrupt that cycle. You start taking control by asking yourself if there is concrete evidence supporting these beliefs. And more often than not, you'll find that there isn't. When you question the validity of your self-doubt, you often discover that many of your fears and insecurities are based on misinterpretations of reality. And when you start to actively challenge these assumptions about yourself and your potential, it helps you recognize that you have the ability to influence your thoughts and, by extension, your feelings and your actions. And over time, as you practice this, you'll start feeling more empowered and resilient. And this is not about ignoring your potential weaknesses or failures. It's about seeing them in a perspective and not letting them define you. Number two, reframe your perspective. Self-doubt often arises from a narrow or negative interpretation of events. For instance, you might view a setback as definitive failure or a sign that you're not cut out for success. However, by reframing your perspective, you can start to see setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning. And this shift in thinking allows you to recognize that mistakes and challenges are a natural part of any journey, not definitive judgments on your abilities and potential. Reframing your perspective helps because it broadens your viewpoint and encourages a more balanced and realistic understanding of your experiences. Instead of focusing solely on what's going wrong, you begin to notice what you're doing right, the progress you've made, and the lessons you've learned. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather viewing them in a context that includes both positives and negatives. Practicing this technique can also further build your resilience. When you consistently reframe your negative thoughts, you develop a habit of looking for the silver lining or the constructive aspects of any situation. And this habit can make you more adaptable and less prone to being derailed by self-doubt, as you train your mind to find strength and positivity even in the most challenging circumstances. Number three, adopt agile thinking. Self-doubt often stems from rigid and perfectionistic mindsets where mistakes are seen as failures and uncertainties as threats. Agile thinking, however, thrives on change and challenges. Rather than sticking rigidly to a plan, with that agile mindset, you're essentially ready to pivot and try new approaches when necessary. But for that, you need to understand that progress is often nonlinear, and that improvement only comes from repeated attempts. This flexibility in thinking about any situation that you are faced with can help you maintain momentum even when things don't go as planned. Look, life and entrepreneurship in particular are inherently unpredictable, and clinging too much to rigid plans can massively amplify those feelings of self-doubt, especially when things don't go as expected. However, having flexibility and readiness to pivot when necessary equips you to handle change and uncertainties with much greater ease. And this adaptability can help you maintain that confidence even when faced with unexpected challenges. Number four, and this is by far my favorite one, create what I like to call confidence anchors. So confidence anchors are mental or physical triggers that help you access a state of confidence and self-assuredness, especially in those challenging moments. And this practice is rooted in the idea that our minds and our bodies can be trained to associate certain stimuli with feelings of confidence and competence. So just as a specific song can bring back really powerful memories of a particular event, certain gestures or thoughts can evoke feelings of confidence. By deliberately creating and using these anchors, you can tap into positive emotions when you need them the most. When you feel anxious, these anchors serve as immediate and accessible tools to help you recalibrate your mindset. So here's how to create and use those confidence anchors effectively. So think back to a specific time when you felt particularly successful and confident in yourself. When you're facing a challenging situation in the present, take a few minutes to vividly recall the details of that successful experience, what you saw, what you heard, and most importantly, how you felt. By mentally revisiting this positive memory, you can begin to access the feelings of confidence and success that you might have felt at the time. And this process helps you draw upon those emotions and apply them to your current situation. And this effectively anchors your mind to those feelings of success. By using these confidence anchors, you are creating a mental link to positive emotions, making it easy to access them during moments of self-doubt. And with each successful use of a confidence anchor, it reinforces your belief in yourself, contributing to that positive feedback loop. And lastly, number five, model resilience. Learning strategies from other entrepreneurs who have successfully overcome significant challenges is a valuable way to cultivate your own resilience. By studying how these individuals navigated their adversities, you can gain insights into effective coping mechanisms, problem solving strategies, and the attitudes that contribute to resilience. And this not only provides you with practical tools, but also serves as inspiration. So, take for example the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Blakely started her journey with a simple idea of creating footless pantyhose and turned it into $1 billion business, all while facing numerous challenges, and I'm sure that also came with many, many moments of self doubt. When she first came up with the idea, she had no background in fashion or business. But despite this, she invested her life savings of $5,000 to develop a prototype. Blakely's journey was marked by significant resistance from manufacturers who dismissed her idea and from an industry dominated by men who often refused to take her seriously. Each of those rejections could have fueled her self doubt, but instead, she used these challenges as motivation to push harder. Her persistence was key to overcoming these obstacles. She spent 2 years cold calling hosiery mills before finally convincing one to produce a product. A major breakthrough came when she secured a meeting with a buyer by personally demonstrating her product's effectiveness. Her story illustrates several key components of resilience: maintaining a positive mindset, being adaptable, and continuously seeking innovative solutions. Blakely's ability to pivot, her relentless drive, and her knack for turning rejections into learning experiences is what enabled her to transform Spanx into a globally recognized brand. Ultimately, learning from entrepreneurs like Sarah Blakely can equip you with the tools to face adversity and self doubt head on. It shows that setbacks can be transformed into opportunities for growth, and that resilience is a muscle that can be strengthened through practice and persistence. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips to overcoming self doubt. And as always, if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more practical tips and insights on building a mindset for success.